Helpful over the years. And GPS, goal, plan, system. So G is for goal. It's where you ask yourself the question of like, what actually is the goal? And then associated with the goal, there are 3 Fs: facts, feelings, and functionality. What are the facts? When I will have completed the goal. What will I expect to feel once I've completed the goal? Which is very nice. And what is the function? Like, why do I give a shit about this goal in the first place? Then you have plan, which is broadly, what's the plan that I'm going to follow to get to the goal? And I like to think of that as, what are the 3 to 5 major chess moves that I'm going to do to get to the goal, with various questions around that. And then we have S for system, which is what do I need to do every day and or every week that will help me stick to the plan. So you have GPS. Goal is like kind of like where you're going, plan is how you're getting there, and system is how you're going to stick to the plan. And I have a whole YouTube video series about how to figure out your life direction and set goals that goes into way more detail on this, and you can check it out on the YouTube channel.
Intentional about your choices. Be decisive about what is important to you. Discount the things that will not add to what your end goal is. Decide how you want to finish. Do a gaps analysis between where you are and how to get to where you want to get to. And it doesn't matter what you've done before. Start rebuilding the story of your life. Any help you can offer that will change a life, do it. Any value you can create that would help nurture others in the right direction, invest in it, starting from our homes. Because what's the value of a prophet who saves others outside but leaves a home destroyed? So we all have to look at ourselves in the mirror and see where the gaps are and invest in building. Not at all cost, but building at the cost that takes us towards the goal that we've set for ourselves. Indeed, we can finish with a life of significance and a life of influence. But we must choose what kind of influence do we want to leave behind? What kind of society do we want to be a part of building by our actions? And then take the right actions towards it. Sometimes, yes, you'll be unpopular for those, but who cares? Because at the end of the day, if what you've done is right, time will tell your story.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to Unspoken, and I'm your host, Zado Kadile. It's been a wonderful week, and today we'll be talking about goal setting and perseverance. Like you've watched in those clips, they're giving us insights into how to set goals, how to achieve them. But as usual, I'm always with my team here, and I will let them do the introductions. Yes, sir?
My name is Dr. Chukuma.
Welcome,
Thanks
sir.
for bringing me on again, once again.
Welcome, sir.
And I'm Oyetunji Tunoluwa. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. Yeah, so, sir, we're talking about goal setting this week. But I would want us to go back now. How do we arrive? How do we get to the point where we have to set goals?
Well, I want to say that that is where it should start from, goal setting. whatever we do in life, we should be able to know where we're going to. Because if you don't know where you're going to, you won't even know the way to the place, and you are not likely to get to the place. So, whether it is your career or family life, one should set goals first. You know, I think that is the first step one should take.
Okay. Is there any manual, is there any set kind of framework that we can work with in doing that?
Yeah, by the grace of God, I believe we live in the best generation where you can get whatever you want in the net. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes. But then I will also say that there is no hard and fast rule in life. It's all about knowing what you want, setting the goal, and then asking yourself, how do I get there? Or breaking it down to bits, to make it easier, and then making the sacrifices, because everything still boils down to sacrifices. Without sacrifice, you can't get to anywhere. Without sacrifice, you can't achieve anything. There are things one would definitely forego or set aside because you want to achieve a goal. So I want to say that, yes, there is no hard and fast rule, but then we must have the goal, the plan, then the sacrifice, to me.
Okay.
And again, lastly, constant appraiser, you always, look at where am I now in what I'm pursuing.
Okay, because there's a line of question I want to ask you now. You talked about our personal life,
Yep.
our business life,
Yeah.
and our family.
Yep.
Are there meant to be goals for the family?
Sure. There should.
Okay. Can
You
shed
should
more
know.
light?
You should know what you want in a family. Okay. For instance, some people will decide how many children they want before they go in, and they should also know the kind of family they want to build. Okay. Now, I know that we can't determine what comes to us. Work can take us away from where we are. But at the same time, if you have a goal, if you know you want to achieve something, you should be able to make decisions when such situations arises. Or one can lose his job, and in trying to make ends meet, opportunities may crop up that may demand certain sacrifices. So I think there should be goal. Yeah.
Okay.
If I'm talking about family. And, when we talk about setting goals, there's always a tension, between setting a realistic goal or an ambitious goal. I think also is very important. Now, the two are important. You need the two for you to get to where you go. Because if your goal is too small, then it won't bring out the best out of you, number one. It won't be excited. Okay. And if it is too, unrealistic, it can crush your confidence. So you will need the two to arrive, at your goal. But I want to say that if your goal is too small, I don't think it's from God. Now, listen, God's things are God's size. It will definitely be bigger than you if that goal is from God. I'm a pastor. I will always speak from that perspective. I know that God has something for every one of us. Before we came on board, he told Jeremiah that before you were formed in your mother's womb, I knew you and I ordained you to be a prophet. Now, if I am ordained to be a farmer and I now decide to go and read medicine, I would definitely, what I want to say is this. My goal must not be unrealistic, and at the same time, it must not be something I can figure out. If I can figure out my goal, how to get to my goal, then I don't think it's from God. Because if it is from God, it will be way beyond me. I'm sorry for bringing this in. Genesis chapter 1 verse 28 says, and the Lord blessed them, and he said unto them, be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue the earth, and have dominion. This is the most powerful word that God gave to man, the first and the most powerful word. We were blessed and were commanded to succeed. Okay? So my goal may be, if it is something I can, okay, by the time I end this and then put down 5,000, I'll be able to achieve. No, that is not what God wants from me. So the goal, we must try to strike balance. It must be something big, bigger than me. Then I will have to break it down. Can I still go a little bit along this line? For instance,
Yes.
I want to build a university, right?
Yes.
And as at now, I don't have what it takes. Why don't I start from daycare? Even in that my house, clear everything there, maybe fix everything I have in one room, use the rest. If I live in a 3-bedroom apartment, use the rest and, Then after that, I'll start my primary school, okay? Then from there, though it's a long-term goal, but I will get there if I break it down. Like I was telling you the other time, sometimes what God wants for us is bigger than us, and nobody can believe it. Do you know why? Because God never showed it to them. I'm a pastor. I've had occasions where people came to me with a vision. I almost shut the vision down, but I remember that God never put that dream in your mind. So I agreed with them, prayed for them. Eventually, I saw it materialize to my own surprise and amazement. If I had gone by what I think, I would have shut down that dream, or the person would have left that this pastor is a dream killer, and the person will still prosper. So what am I trying to say? Your dream or your goal shouldn't be something small. Shouldn't be something you can just figure out, because what God has for you is bigger than what you can ever imagine. He commanded you to succeed. Okay? So that being unrealistic, being ambitious, and we should have to marry the two. And the only way to bring the two into one fold is for me to break my goal down. How can I get to the next level? If I break it down, then it's achievable.
Okay, sir. IT? Yeah, tell us about it.
Well, Pastor, well done, sir. I think what you said is just very, very correct, in the sense that ambitious goals and realistic goals, I think they are like on this. It's like a journey, and your ambitious goal is like the final state. It's like the final state of your journey, and your realistic goal is like your daily, breakable, achievable, events that leads to that ambition that you have. So I would call ambitious goal like a stretch goal, like something that it seems far-fetched, like you called me a pastor when we were coming. I said it's far-fetched, but if truly that's my goal, and probably I'm not there yet, the step-by-step process that I take daily, maybe through reading of my Bible, praying daily, fasting, and doing those things daily, those are the achievable things at the point. As time goes on, doing those things, it builds you up to the level where you can get to that ambitious goal that doesn't seem possible before, but because of the fact that you've broken down the steps into little chunks, like
you've made milestones.
Yeah, we call something, I think it's in science, it's called, if you surface area, like when you break down a big matter or a big mass of stuff into little chunks for it to be able to absorb things. So you have to break it's good to have ambition. Ambition is good. It's good to have those big dreams. They are good, but you need to figure out a way to get there. And if you don't figure out a way to get there, there's going to be a big problem.
Yeah.
So, and it might feel like you won't be able, it might feel like you might not be able to achieve it. But once you have a step-by-step process of getting to that point, maybe you see someone and say, okay, I want to be like Elon Musk. That means you'd want to learn how Elon Musk got to the stage where he got to. You don't just have those ambitious goals without following a process. So there are processes that you need to follow, and that's why I don't buy in the idea of saying, oh, you just key into someone's testimony, or you say, okay, this person did this, I also want to do it. Do you know the process it took for the person to get to that point they are? So if you can understand that process, can you go through that process and also get to that point in which they are right now? And if you can do that, then you can start and daily keep grinding. That's where perseverance comes in. And then you persevere every day, no matter what, because you have an ambition and you already have a laid down pathway towards it. You just keep persevering every day, no matter what people say, no matter what life brings at you, no matter the condition, no matter what, because you have a path. I'm seeing this is the way to like, I'm going somewhere now, and then there are so many stumbling blocks on the way, but I'm seeing the way, I'm seeing the final destination, and I'm not even seeing the final destination, but at every step that I'm taking, I keep seeing that, okay, I've surmounted this obstacle. I can surmount the next one. I can surmount the next one till I get to where I'm going to. So that's what
All right. Okay, so what if I'm that kind of man that I just want...
We will always be putting things, And so I now told myself, look, if you want something, go and get it. Fight. Or else you will lose it for free. Another person will collect it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So we need to teach our children, let them discover who they are. I think I discovered myself a bit too late, if I may say. Do you understand? Yeah. So when I'm talking from
experience.
So there are people like that, but you should be able to, they have strong
suits, yeah.
And they are nice people, only that they are not fighters. They are not fighters. Anything that comes, okay, no wahala, no problem.
But we need people like that. So because for some of us could be, people feel some people are imposing. Some people want to they are out there. They are life of the party. Yeah. But those same set of people that people see that are set of imposing, actually are those people you find out are actually they are in the crowd, but they are lonely.
Yep.
And nobody sees that.
Yeah.
So they set goals. They seem to be to everyone because their personality is loud. Yeah. Because wherever they go, it's all the time to make the situation, everything, all about them.
Yeah.
The crowd seems that they are okay, and they are pouring into a whole lot of people, but nobody is pouring into them.
Yeah, like I think that's a different topic for.
It's just just because of the personality type. But because the way he's talked about goal setting,
and there are people that are
because some people are just those kind of people like
they don't just fight.
Why now? You go up, wait to go up. Why?
Waiting go up, definitely. But then life meets you at the level of your audacity, like. The more audacious.
That's your quote. Life meets you at the level of your audacity.
That's not my quote, actually. I heard it somewhere, and it just rings. It resonates with me. So it sounds very profound because there are things that you just need to push forward. You have to push. There are things do not just come to you on the platter of you just being calm and just being laid back. You have to fight for it. Whatever you need to get, you have to. There's something called goal getting. There's a reason why it's called getting it. It won't come. Though the Bible says maybe I don't know if it's the Bible that said it or maybe it's the general code that says what is yours will always will always come to you. But I don't think now they said the
violent take it by force.
and so there are so many contradicting sayings. There's another one
the
that
violent thing is
Yeah.
from the Bible,
Yeah.
but what is yours will always come to you. It's not from the Bible. Maybe it's just a quote.
Then there's another quote that says the patient dog eats the fattest bone.
Yeah.
It's not in this generation that we are living anymore.
The patient dog is eating bone.
He's eating
The one that is hustling is eating the meat.
seriously. So I think you just need to like push for what you want, and in doing that doesn't mean you should be. I don't know how to put this. It doesn't mean you should take what's meant for others. Like you when you know what is meant to be yours, that's what you should fight for. Like when you're in a setting where people are a lot, maybe there are 10 things on the table, and because you're laid back, some people would want to take like 7, some people want to take like 2, and you just be like, hey, let them take it. But then it's going to hurt you at the end of the day. That means you need to speak up and say, we need to divide this thing the way it's meant to be divided. So if you allow people do what they want to do and take what they want to take, it will definitely come back to hurt you. And on the long run, you might that personality of you might change in the long run. It might change you in the long run because you might become very, very narcissistic or very greedy because people have been taken from you, or angry. You just don't want.
So you get to resent people.
You get to resent people, and then because people are taking a lot, you'll be like, I can't keep giving. I have to. But then you need to strike a balance of, okay, when should I be laid back? There are some things that doesn't really matter that a lot of people fight for. You can be laid back for that. You know what you really. That's the essence of having an ambition and knowing what you really want. So along the line, you don't just grab everything like greedy people.
So we have to be strategic.
You have to be strategic. You have to know, okay, what do I really need for me to attain this goal, so that you don't attract plenty rubbish along the way. You attract what you really need. You eat what you really need for the journey. There's something called overfeeding. If you don't really need all those foods to come out as waste. So what you really need for you to keep pushing is what you should
we should take. Okay. All right. But how do we do it in a healthy manner that it does not put too much pressure on us? Because one of the pressures is, don't forget that as we're setting goals and having ambitions, there are also expectations of us from the society, from the home. In every aspect of our lives, there are expectations. Now, this puts an extra pressure on you. How do we handle that and the pressure such that it doesn't impact our mental health?
Well, I would say that number one, priority, I think is very important. To know what should come first at every point in time is very important. And again, discipline. Okay, I should be disciplined enough not to take what belongs to the home and put in my goal. You know, someone says that cholerics, they are always the most successful because they can sacrifice anything for their goal. But we phlegmatics, we can sacrifice goal for peace. You know, let there be peace, let there be peace, you know. So what I'm trying to say is this: we should be disciplined enough not to take, because what is the need to, you know, I became successful, the most successful man in Nigeria, and I don't have a home. Jesus said, what will it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? I want to use that statement. What will it profit me to gain the whole Nigeria and lose my family? Okay, like I used phlegmatics as an example. They are goal getters. They will get whatever they set their heart to do.
Cholerics.
Yes, cholerics.
Cholerics, yeah.
I want to give an example. You know, when we newly got married, I have a friend of mine. He's a choleric, and he will come and tell me, "Oh boy, make we buy land, Igbo land. I've not gotten anything then, you know." And this guy, he's an erudite. Okay?
Yeah.
The wife will be complaining. Will come to my house. We'll be talking to my wife, and we are Igbos, we marry Yorubas.
Yes.
The wife will come and be, look at what my husband did. You know? And indeed, he was making it. He got a house, he built and moved into his own house. But I can't do what he was doing. I can't close my eyes to certain things and say that I'm pursuing a certain goal. Eventually, he lost his marriage. You understand? So what am I trying to say? Cholerics will always be successful because they are goal-getters. They can sacrifice anything for their goal. But we should know that get everything you will get in life. Your home, you will still be your backup, your backbone. Now, no marriage now, maybe married another person, you know, like that. I would say that we should prioritize, we should be disciplined, and we should sacrifice. So that is how to strike the balance. Know what you will give to the home. Know the time you can cancel on, when to cancel on your, you know, I'm not saying you should cancel on your goal, but sometimes, you pause it or, you know, to feed the home. And again, the home is your fortress. Okay, that will be, that you must give it priority. So at times you will also have to beg them, okay, please, you people should manage me for now. Look at what I'm pursuing. And when you are carrying them along, when you are humble, sometimes I will get mad. I said, must I explain to you? You know, maybe when my boy was, you know, if he's demanding for something, and I now realize that you have to explain. You have to calm down and let him see, you know, who you are, and that, look, I can't afford this now. If you shout on him and talk down on him, fine. He will develop, before you know what's happening, you will lose him. Do you understand? So sometimes I will have to calm down and make my explanations. Please, make una bear with me. Let me pursue this one a little bit. Do you understand? So that will help us to get to where we're going to.
There are some questions I want to ask you, but I would ask you when we come back from the break.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
And goals, even when they're just as simple. Based on the research, setting goals is critical to creating a better life. Because dreams and goals, even when they're just as simple as, like, you know what I'm going to do this weekend? I'm going to go down to that new garden center, things that you can do in your own backyard. Making a goal and doing it, it does two important things. First of all, a goal of something you're going to do gives you a sense of direction. And second, it defines a game that's worth playing, and that helps you shake up your life. You're making this action-oriented plan that helps you lift yourself out of the day-to-day autopilot, do the same old stuff all the time, and it creates more meaning and excitement in your life.
There are lessons only failure can teach you. There is knowledge that only can be gained through losses. There is information you can only acquire through shut doors and people telling you no. In our process, sometimes we give up a little too quick. Sometimes when the road gets a little too hard and the hurdles get a little too frequent and the mountain gets a little too tall, we no longer want to continue the journey. But you need to persevere, you need the tenacity, you need the grit, and you need the commitment so that by the time you make it to the finish line, you have learned all.
All right. Yeah, so from the clips we've watched now, talked about the goals, and then the last lady talked about perseverance. So this is my point of view now. What I wanted to ask to know initially is this. You've got goals, you've got visions, you have it, it's come to you, right? But because not everything that's been shown to you has been shown to everybody else, and until the appointed time, sometimes you don't need to share them. But how do you then strike a balance? Because there are expectations of you when you're working on a goal that means so much, and probably the resource is kind of thin. How do you strike that balance now? You need to, how do you persevere? How do you strike the balance? The expectations of you, there are goals you're working on, not all those goals that you can disclose at that point in time.
Yeah, well, it's a very dicey situation because you mentioned lack of resources, and you're trying to.
There are resources, but
they won't suffice for what you're trying to.
It's thin.
It's thin. Yeah, that's a very dicey situation. But I think what I do in most cases is maybe I saw maybe there's a vision and there's something I'm trying to get to. Like we said, like when we analyze things, because you have to analyze it, and because we would want to, the Bible says we would want to build the house and not count the cost.
Yeah.
You'd see along the line, there's a way you count the cost, and you will be able to see who can help you along the way, and who are the people, that's why we need burden bearers in life. We actually really need burden bearers, people that would hear your vision and would feel ought to want to help you with it. No man is meant to live life alone. So, and that's where your network of friends, that's where your network of the kind of people you have around. So in that, you don't have to tell them everything, you like the step-by-step process you have to get to where you want to get to. But then if there are people of like minds, people with people, visionary people as well, they also understand that what it means to have a vision and what it means to have a goal. So when you tell them what you're trying to attain, with just just giving them maybe a skeletal, a skeletal explanation of what you're trying to achieve, they should be able to understand. Mm-hmm. And then maybe you then have maybe like an accountability partner, someone that you can really give a step, like the proper detail of what you are trying to achieve. So they can also, because they said one will chase 1,000, two will chase 10,000. I know maybe that's in the concept of marriage, but then in this case too, it's also possible when they can advise you to, in ways that you can't even see yourself. Maybe you think those resources are not there, and then they'll tell you that, have you tried this and this? And you actually, they say there's a Yoruba saying that says what you're looking for in Sokoto is in your trousers. What you're going to look for somewhere else. Probably if you search within, you will find it. Probably if you search within, you will find it. So that's why those ambitious goals that you're trying to attain, they are fine. But to get there, you will use what you have within you. You will use what you have within you. Then if you now need help, you have to, there's a level at which you get your goals to, and people will be like, oh, let's support this guy. Like you see all these new tech startups now, they have to have built the company to a certain level before investors will come and be like, oh, you've done so and so, let's help you take it to the next level. And that's how it should be. You should have, there's something in you that you should use to build what you are trying to attain to a certain level that people can see and be like, okay, this person actually, let's invest in this person. So that's my take.
Well, I want to say, what I want to add is this. What I want to add to what he has said is that you don't have to share your dreams to everybody, because no one will really see what you have seen. What you have seen, you saw with your own eyes, okay? But if you are married, right, you would definitely have to bring your spouse in. Why? Because sometimes the money you are supposed to bring home will have to go to the project. Yeah. Okay, so you will take your time and break it. They may not buy it. Yep. You have to, patiently, like I said, sometimes I will have to kind of begin to explain to my son and the traditional will try to kick in and say, my friend, but I was.
I know your father. I just do what I want to do with my money.
You have to bring them in. Okay, then if you are single, fine. You have to do what you have to do. You don't owe anybody any explanation. You have to, So what I just want to bring in is that if it is your spouse, you would definitely carry them along. You definitely show them what.
But what if they don't agree with you? What if they feel that you're going cray-cray?
Yeah, that is where maturity comes in. For instance, when we got married, we had complications with having children. So by the time God told me I was going to have my third child, that I told my wife, he said, no, Wala, now your village you go. And they will give you the wife who go born that one. So because I know I received from God, I did not push it. I kept quiet. I was praying. Eventually, when God now convinced her or spoke to her, and she came back to me and said, oh, yeah, I said, no, I'm not ready now. Because that time I wasn't around. How will I get you pregnant and I will jump out, come only once in 6 months, spend 2 days and go out again. So I said, no, I'm not ready now. So what am I trying to bring out from there? What I'm trying to say is that you will take your time and bring them on board. It may take a little time because you're no more single. You have to bring them on board at all cost. That's where humility comes in. You are not the boss now. Whatever I say happen. No, you are not the boss now. It's a partnership. So you will bring them, her or him, on board. That look, this thing, I'm sure of it. I have it, look at my plan, blah, 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 and you keep praying. That is the advantage of being a child of God. You keep praying for God to, help.
So we have to find a way to integrate them into our plans.
Sure.
And then we also have to set goals.
Yeah.
So that means it's more like, now we're getting towards the end of the year. So as we're praying for the new year, we call a family meeting now. Everybody will submit their goals for the new year, and we'll see how we can incorporate it as a family goal.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Even
it becomes like a family.
yeah, that is what it is.
There's a polarizing view that I wanted to push into when he was talking about success and all.
Yeah.
Because we all say success is actually defined by you, like what you think success is.
Yes, yeah.
So what if I say family is not what I want to be successful in, and I want to be successful in making money and just being
buy whatever I need.
Yes,
that
and
family
just
can give me.
And just get one lady pregnant and just so.
Well, it depends on, like you said, it depends on everyone's value system.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I think that's what your value system kicks in. But the thing is, I believe when you're setting goals, most times, especially because, like he said now, growing up, I believe part of the questions I was looking to ask is, do our goals change over time? You get now. And if they change over time, how do we handle them? And because, they change over time as we grow. As we bring other people on board, we get married, we are bringing in them and also their goals into it.
Yeah.
How do we manage this? But I would want you to answer that, but that will be after we come from our break.
Okay.
I think the most expensive thing you can do is lose hope. Losing hope will cost you far, far more than what it will ever cost you to keep fighting for possibility. I have this sign in my bathroom that says, I trust the next chapter of my life because I know who the author is. When I leave this planet, Lisa, I want to be so exhausted. I want to be so exhausted from running fast, long, dreaming big, jumping high, falling hard. When I leave this place, the only way I will truly rest in peace as if no part of who I could become is still left inside of me.
Goals in today's date, and then write down 10 goals that you would like to accomplish in the next 12 months, and write them in the present tense, almost like you're submitting an order. And just write down, I earn, I achieve, I weigh, I drive such and such a car, I own. And then you take this list of 10, and you say, if I had a magic wand, and I could wave this magic wand, and I could have any one goal on my list within 24 hours, which one goal would have the greatest positive impact on my life? And usually this will jump out at you. And that goal you transfer to a clean sheet of paper, and then you follow the 7 steps. Write it down, set a deadline, make a list of everything you have to do to accomplish it, organize the list into a checklist, take action, and then do something every day. If you'll just do this simple exercise, then you'll all be rich.
Welcome back. Yes, so the question I was asking the other time, sir.
Yeah. What I would say is this. When you're not married, you have a goal, but when you get married, you have to integrate your goal with the goal of your spouse. And sometimes there will definitely be adjustments, because it's now a family. So sometimes you have to, I will always quote this former Obama, the wife, Mitchell. He said, well, don't match break, totally, but you can slow down a little bit to accommodate your partner. That at a point, she stepped back a little bit for her husband. Later, her husband now took over, and so sometimes there could be adjustment.
We could always find a compromise, a midpoint.
Yes.
And yeah, you'd say something about it?
Yeah, like just be flexible as well. Don't be too rigid with your goals. Don't be keep doing the same thing and you're expecting a different results. When you see that there are times we can't say, okay, keep pushing, keep persevering, and 10, 20, 30 years has gone and you still haven't achieved anything. You need to be flexible and look inward to reanalyze if truly that's the way to go. If truly that's the way to go. So if you can do that, and I'm sure you will definitely find a better way to, maybe you have been going at it the wrong way, you'll definitely find a better way to go at it. Also, what I would like to say at the end is shield your goals, and you don't have to tell everybody, but bask in that how messy your daily tasks are. Go by it every day. Let people say whatever they want to say, but keep at it, and you will definitely get to where you want to get to.
So we should keep going.
Yeah.
All right. So 1 minute each. How do you advise men out there not to lose hope in spite of them chasing their goals, in spite of the pressure?
Okay. Number one, you should know that God has equipped you, empowered you to reach your goal. He has blessed you to do that. Number two, I should always appraise myself, look at what I have been doing. Is there anything I will have to do, the other way around? And then I think I should pray, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Pastor said everything. Pray also. Always, there's something called self-gratification. Like you when you check the steps, there's a place you're coming from, there's a place you are right now, and there's a place you're going to. So those three things, once you can measure up where you are at right now,
yep,
you will be able to have a sense of like you're moving. If you're actually moving, then it gives you the hope that one day you're going to get there.
And you should always celebrate your small wins.
Celebrate your small wins.
Yes. Have fun, tell yourself, enjoy yourself. No matter how small the win is, celebrate it.
Yeah.
So, well, it's been a wonderful evening. I've learned to always celebrate myself, no matter how small the win is. I hope you've learned also. Well, till we meet next time, Please keep tuning on to Dominion TV. Follow us at Dominion Broadcast on all social media, and have a wonderful weekend.